Apologies for the Frivolity is the 6th episode of the 4th season of 2.5 Men. This is directed by Gary Halvorson, and as always there will be spoilers from now as I go through the episode and share some thoughts. Generally, it's a really good episode. It starts off with Charlie coming into the house with his date, Lydia. She's played by Katherine, LaNasa, and instantly she's rubbing people up the wrong way. Charlie has told her all about, well, his family, and she has some not very helpful remarks to Alan about his current situation, and Jake just being Jake, kind of condescending, not a very nice person. And then we cut to after the sex, and Charlie and Lydia are in bed, and she's criticising his performance. She's definitely not a very likeable person, but it gets even worse. Jake and Alan are on the sofa. They start to talk about how women with boobs rule everything, which I think is a bizarre concept. And Charlie then comes down and asks what they're watching, to which Alan replies some Disney crap, a sentiment I don't necessarily agree with. Those two words, Disney and crap, don't necessarily go together that frequently, but nevertheless, they start to talk about Lydia, and they basically say they don't like Lydia, and Jake is saying some really inappropriate stuff, none of which I thought was funny until he said Lydia sells home on the biatch, which I didn't. You need the context, but it's definitely, it amused me. We're then in a restaurant, and I have to say Lydia's lines are all very, very well written. I think the performance with the character is fantastic, but she is so unlikable. She is so nasty to the waiter, and she's nasty to Charlie. She says, you may have your uses, but you're not the kind of man I want around my children. She might think that, but there's no excuse for saying it out loud. There's definitely no reason to say that to Charlie. And after the restaurant, we're then in the kitchen with Evelyn and Lydia. They're both wearing very similar, brightly coloured outfits. They're throwing insults at each other. They both sell real estate, which also makes them a lot more similar than Charlie can really see. And they both leave together, and Charlie still can't see it. He still can't see that Lydia is very much like his mother. Rose tries to help him by giving him a copy of Oedipus, and he's then on the phone to Lydia. She's coming over with the kids. The kids arrive, and it's absolutely adorable because Andy and Joey are wearing very similar clothing to Alan and Charlie. And then, of course, we have Lydia standing there dressed very similarly to Evelyn, and I just thought it was very well done. Finally, Charlie sees it. He goes outside and screams, and Alan takes the kids for ice cream, and we end with Charlie deciding that despite the fact Lydia is a version of his mother, they'll go upstairs to have sex anyway. And that's how we ended, and I thought it was a very flat ending. I didn't think it was a very effective ending at all. But the rest of the episode, not too bad. It's really strange to hate Lydia, but love so much what she brings to the episode. Well, I guess it's not that strange. A well-written antagonist will do that, and I definitely think she is more of an antagonist than anything else. She is a horrible person, and she's a lot like Evelyn, and it's just fantastic. The performance is brilliant. Pretty much everything that came out of Lydia's mouth was so well written, so well crafted, with a brilliant delivery, that I hate her, but love watching her. And she made this a really good episode. I don't have any personal highlights, I don't think. I guess just the interaction between Evelyn and Lydia was pretty great. And just everything Lydia said, I thought was very effective and very well done. So I enjoyed it. The ending, bit flat, but otherwise, apologies for the Frivolity, is definitely a solid episode of 2.5 Men.